Have you ever questioned the dependability of modern food, either in quality or in supply? Are you suspicious about what is not only at the root, but also the treatment for chronic disease in our community? Perhaps you have a general feeling that just maybe there might be something off with the way our industrialized society exists on this planet, and how it leaves individuals like you and I feeling like there must be another way. If so, then our next speaker, Malcolm Saunders, has some insight for you. You are about to learn another way to source your basic necessities of life, like food and medicine, that will create and nourish true health, freedom, and connection in your life. For more than 20 years, as owner and creative visionary of Light Cellar and founder of the herbalist.ca, Malcolm's mission has been to help people just like you find and learn how to craft your own food and medicine. Please help me welcome Malcolm Saunders.
What if I were to tell you that there's a place you could go to get free food? And not just any food, but quality food, real food, nourishing food, the likes of which the average grocery store does not even sell. The quality of which would be quite a bit to invest on if you could even get your hands on it. Not just food, but medicine too. Natural medicines. And in this place, just by simply being there, it'll regulate your nervous system. You'll feel calmer. Your blood pressure will drop. Would that interest you? Well, it's the summer of 2007, and a young Denis Manzer is pursuing a degree in political science. He's the head of the Veggie Club. University of Calgary, helping grow the student garden. And all summer long, he's been doing battle with the weeds, fighting off the mice and other creatures, trying to eat his plants. He's been toiling, watering every single day, and it's harvest time. His lettuces are about this big. Seeing a look of defeat and disappointment on his face, friend says, "Hey, let's go foraging." And only about 90 minutes later, he comes out of the forest with 2 shopping bags completely full to the brim with one of the most nutritious greens on earth, nettles. Nettles are incredible. Arguably, again, one of the most nutritious greens on earth, rivals any other thing. In fact, I brought a little reference here. What's our modern day oracle? Our little pocket gods, AI. According to ChatGTP, nettles, as a vegetable, have 29 times more calcium than spinach, 9 times more than iron, 8 times higher in magnesium, 3 times higher in potassium, and almost double, the potassium content. I'll get that in there twice. 7 times higher in vitamin C than oranges, and are considered to have at least 3 times more nutrients in general than your average grocery store item. So when might be a good time to go forage some nettles? Not only that, considered one of the great herbs, an antihistamine for allergies, a great blood purifier, a great blood builder. It's considered strengthening and supportive to the digestive system, the diuretic system, the urinary system, the glandular system. What an incredible herb. For some, nettles is their favorite herb. Do you know what my favorite herb is? I'm always pining for it. That's right. That tall and mighty conifer that dots this landscape, the tree of life. Over the last few years, pine became a bit of a gateway herb for many. know if you heard during the pandemic, pine was getting discovered as a very potent antiviral. Yes, it rivals, well, I would say it rivals, even the top selling pharmaceutical, Tamiflu, of which its active ingredient is called shikimic acid. Did you know that shikimic acid for Tamiflu used to be sourced from star anise? And then was it the Rockefellers, Alex, that changed that? Now it's synthetically derived. But you can also find shikimic acid in pine and many of the other conifers. Inhibits respiratory viruses. It's antiviral. We would get calls at the shop. Do you guys sell pine needle tea? Denny would answer, he's like, have you looked outside? I bet you, if you walk out your door, you've either got a spruce or a pine in your front yard or your neighbor does. And it's high in vitamin C, it's fresh, and it's free. Not only that, antiviral, antimicrobial, it is a cardiotonic, respiratory tonic. It is an androgen. It is anabolic. One of the issues that we face in our society today is low testosterone. Wouldn't you agree? You heard these stats that, when men would naturally decrease in testosterone later in life, andropause, this is showing up earlier and earlier because of foods, because of xenoestrogens, all kinds of factors. And we've got a society that's very weak, that lacks drive, that lacks willpower. And did you know pine, in particular the pollen, contains the highest amount of bioidentical testosterone of anything on the planet? I had a friend who was in his 40s, kind of that, arc of life, just noticing things just weren't the same. Went and got tested. Sure enough, his testosterone was low. Heard about pine pollen. Got onto it, went and harvested it himself, started taking it, and within 2 weeks, went back to his doctor, had doubled his testosterone. Yes, but you know what the real medicine of pine is? Especially during the pandemic. Let me share a quote here from the Boreal Herbal. Beverly Gray, what an amazing herbalist. She quotes the Daniel Tiegner, who says that lodgepole pine is nourishing, expanding, and invites us to rediscover our center and to remain firmly rooted in the midst of external dramas. Any external dramas going on in the last few years? He adds, being centered, we face life with equanimity and calmness. We are able to stand tall and to speak our truth. This is the power of pine. Speaking of pines, I wish you would have been there with myself, my wife, our young daughter. She was about 8 at the time. She brought a friend along on the camping trip. And we were in a burnt pine forest. Not a single living tree around, everything completely charred. But we were so excited because we were finding morels, burn morels. The first year after a forest fire, it is the most incredible, amazing, magical experience because they are everywhere. They're just popping up in profusion, and it's like Easter egg hunting for adults. Here's another one, here's another one. Just following these threads of mycelium to one mushroom after another, filling our baskets, which filled buckets. I think we probably got over 100 pounds. The abundance was absolutely unbelievable. You know what was more nourishing? Was the connection, the memories we made, the experience we had, this harvest, this abundance. And I have an unwritten rule about morel harvesting. I've had a few moments like that in my life. Sometimes, some years, it's just I find a couple. But every spring, when the Saskatoon blooms, you'll find these shrooms. I'm out there looking. I only get 2 or 3. Sometimes I get 200 or 300. But I always share. I always gift morels to pass on that taste of the wild, that gift from the earth. And I have some morels that I want to gift to you tonight. So, to deepen our connection between you and I, to deepen your connection with the forest, to taste something that of the forest, you may grab a bag of morels and take home and enjoy. Now, if you're like me and you were raised in suburban Calgary, eating a standard American diet, well, I don't know anything about this foraging and wild food stuff, it's never too late. Literally, just getting on your first plant walk shows you the path. I love seeing the expressions of total amazement, like just eyes wide open and excitement when people learn like what is literally growing all around us. I like to remind folks, there was a time everywhere in the world where there were no grocery stores, there were no pharmacies, and yet people knew. You can know. Coming on a second plant walk or a third plant walk just deepens that path, that connection, that understanding, that knowing for yourself. Books are great. Mentors are great. Joining the herbalist, where you can read, watch, and learn from myself personally, showing you all the plants and fungi of the area. For greater health, freedom, and connection, go forth and forage. All right. So afterwards, please take some morels. And yeah, you're so welcome for sure. Yeah. And